Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Strike Sphere, where we break down the most important military and geopolitical developments shaping our world. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video so you never miss an update. Today, we are diving into one of the most urgent developments in Asia, the sudden deployment of 50 Chinese missiles near Taiwan following former U.S. President Donald Trump's fiery speech. This event has captured global attention, not just because of the military hardware on display, but because of the symbolism, the strategy, and the risks it poses for the stability of the Indo-Pacific region. To understand the stakes, we're going to review this story like a product, examining the exterior, the interior, the performance, the safety features, the unique selling points, the price tag of escalation, and finally a conclusion on what it all means. On the exterior, the picture looks like something straight from a Cold War thriller. Reports show Chinese forces rapidly moving mobile missile launchers closer to Taiwan's coast. These are not symbolic parades or drills for the cameras, they are strategic deployments of short and medium-range ballistic missiles capable of hitting not just Taiwanese military installations, but also critical infrastructure, ports, and even U.S. bases in the region. The visuals released through satellite imagery show rows of transporter erector launchers concealed under camouflage nets, parked in forests and positioned in coastal areas. To outside observers, the exterior is intimidating. Sleek missile tubes angled skyward, their surfaces glistening in the sunlight, with soldiers moving around them in synchronized drills. For Beijing, this exterior show of force is meant to send one clear message: China is ready, willing, and able to escalate if provoked. Inside the story, however, lies a more complex narrative. Internally, the timing of the deployment is no accident. Just hours after Trump delivered a sharp speech in which he openly criticized China's actions against Taiwan and urged Washington to strengthen military ties with Taipei, Beijing responded with missiles. The interior logic of the Chinese move is rooted in deterrence and signaling. China wants to show that it will not tolerate international voices emboldening Taiwan's independence. It also wants to remind the world that while U.S. leaders may talk tough, China has hardware on the ground ready to move at a moment's notice. In short, the interior of this confrontation is psychological as much as it is military, a duel of political theater backed by real weapons of war. Now, when we look at performance, these missiles are not to be underestimated. China's People's Liberation Army Rocket Force has spent years refining its missile arsenal. The weapons deployed near Taiwan likely include the DF-11 and DF-15 short-range ballistic missiles, as well as potentially the DF-16, which has improved accuracy and range. These missiles are designed to overwhelm defenses, using sheer numbers and advanced guidance systems to penetrate anti-missile shields, with ranges between 600 to 0 kilometers. They can reach almost every corner of Taiwan in minutes. Their performance is further enhanced by road mobile launchers, which allow them to hide, reposition, and fire from unpredictable locations. Performance is not just measured by how far they fly or how fast they travel, it's also about survivability. And in that sense, China's mobile, dispersed, and redundant missile force performs with frightening efficiency. What about safety features? In the context of weapons, safety features may sound ironic, but every military system has mechanisms designed to prevent accidents and unintended launches. Chinese missiles are equipped with coded launch systems, strict chain of command protocols, and environmental protections to prevent misfires. At a broader level, China presents these missiles as a safety tool, a shield meant to prevent foreign interference. Beijing argues that their presence guarantees peace by deterring Taiwan from declaring independence and deterring the U.S. from intervening. Of course, this flips the concept of safety on its head. While China views these missiles as a stabilizing force, Taiwan and its partners see them as destabilizing, raising the risk of accidental escalation or a miscalculation that could ignite a regional war. So the so-called safety features are, in reality, double-edged, secure to operate, but unsafe in their political consequences. Looking at the unique selling points, China's missile deployment showcases its doctrine of asymmetric warfare. Unlike the United States, which invests heavily in aircraft carriers, stealth bombers, and global logistics, China relies on dense missile networks to deny access to adversaries. The unique selling point of these missiles is cost-effectiveness and psychological impact. For every U.S. carrier strike group costing billions of dollars, China can field hundreds of missiles that cost a fraction of the price but pose a real threat to those expensive platforms. The missiles also have the unique advantage of flexibility. They can be launched in waves, synchronized with cyber attacks, drone swarms, and naval maneuvers, creating a layered strategy that complicates enemy defenses. More than just weapons, they are strategic bargaining chips. Each missile deployed near Taiwan tells Washington and Taipei the price of defiance will be destruction delivered at supersonic speeds. Speaking of price, let's consider the real cost of this escalation. Economically, each missile costs China between $700 and $1.5 million depending on the model, but the larger price is geopolitical. By moving 50 missiles close to Taiwan, Beijing is effectively increasing tensions with not only Taipei, but also Washington, Tokyo, and even European partners who rely on a stable Indo-Pacific for trade. The price is also borne by ordinary citizens. Each missile deployment raises insurance premiums for shipping companies, spikes global market anxiety, and diverts resources away from social spending into military stockpiles. Taiwan, too, faces a price: the cost of maintaining missile defense systems, the economic toll of living under constant threat, and the psychological burden of knowing an attack could come at any moment. And for the United States, the price of reassurance, moving more ships, more planes, and more soldiers into the Pacific runs into billions. In this theater, price is not just money, it is risk, tension, and the potential loss of peace. Finally, in conclusion, what does this all mean? The deployment of 50 Chinese missiles near Taiwan after Trump's speech is not just about hardware. It's about signaling, symbolism, and the fragile balance of power. On the exterior, it's a show of force. On the interior, it's a calculated response to political rhetoric. In performance, these missiles demonstrate lethal efficiency. Their safety features reduce accidental risks but increase geopolitical dangers. Their unique selling point lies in asymmetric power projection. Their price is counted in both dollars and destabilization. The conclusion is sobering. The Taiwan Strait has become the world's most dangerous flashpoint. With each missile rolled into position, the line between deterrence and provocation grows thinner. So as we step back from the details, we're left with a pressing question. Is this deployment a defensive move meant to scare off challengers, or is it the prelude to something more? For now, the world watches, leaders issue statements, and ordinary people on both sides of the strait live under the shadow of missiles. And that is the true weight of this development. Thank you for watching Strike Sphere. If you found this breakdown valuable, make sure to subscribe, share, and comment with your thoughts. Do you believe China's missile deployment is posturing, or do you think it signals preparation for war? Your perspective matters, and we'll be covering every twist and turn of this evolving story. Stay tuned.